What's up guys, thank you so much for watching. Now today I have this particular case right here, the Segotep Renault Tower T3 case. Now the cool part about this case is that it's not fully tempered glass, because I'm not really a fan of fully tempered glass cases, because simply number one, it is super duper heavy. Number two, it is going to be a fingerprint magnet. I'm not saying this one isn't, but at least you sort of like get to minimize it. Now from the exterior of this particular case, all you can see is a nice brushed aluminum finish at the front of the case and also at the top of the case, and you have the two side panels are actually tempered glass. Before we even go inside of the case and have a look at what we can actually fit inside here and what I fitted inside here, now if you look at the rear of the case, you can actually see 7 PCIe slots. And also the case does also come with a fan, which is a 120mm fan. This is I would say an OEM Segotep fan, 120mm. I think it does come with it does have LED strips as well. It does have actually about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pins. So you have to actually connect it to the built-in Segotep hub that actually comes with this particular case. So it isn't really a bad deal at all. Let's take a look at the inside of the case and see what I've actually thrown inside. Alright, so now as you can see from the front part of the case, let's just look at the front part of the case first. You can actually fit at the rear, you can actually fit about 140mm fan or a 120mm fan, which I'm actually using the SP120 right there. So you can also put this particular fan if you like some fancy lights. At the top of the particular case, you can actually fit about, I would say 2, 3 120mm fans. Nothing more than that. It's going to be a really, really tight squeeze. Even 3 I think would actually just destroy it. I'm using a Segotep GP600 GPSU. This is a fully modular one as well from Segotep. It's a gold standard PSU 80+, so no dramas about that. GPU is a GTX 1060 from iGame. Pretty ordinary GPU, nothing too special about it, but it is actually a mainstream GPU. Now if you're wondering what motherboard I'm actually using the ASRock Z270M Pro 4 motherboard. That's a pretty damn good motherboard in my opinion for an M-ATX form factor. Now speaking about form factor, this particular case is actually an ATX case. You can actually fit up to an ATX motherboard. I'm using an i7 6700K processor with 16GB of DDR4 RAM. I'm using a cooler, which is the Corsair H100i V2, so it fits perfectly in front. So that's really cool, because you know what, even after all this you still have tons of room. So I would imagine if you were to use an ATX motherboard, it will obviously go down here and then it will look much fuller and cleaner. Now M-ATX obviously looks much smaller. It's actually not, I would say, not really recommended for this kind of case, but for this video purpose I actually just did it because that's the only motherboard I have at disposal. So now I'm going to actually turn the whole case around and we can look and see in terms of cable management what is actually behind it as well. And now the cool part about this particular case is that you actually get in the front you actually get about 3 SSD slots. Now at the rear you get about 1 SSD slot and you get 2 hard disk slots. Now what sort of like really weirded me out is that the hard disk is actually upside down. I would say the labels should be outside, so it sort of looks nicer as well. Now cable management, obviously from how I do it, isn't actually that great, but I guess it does its job really well. Now when you look at the particular hub here, I'm not really a fan of it unless you're really up for this whole LED thing, because I'm just going to get into the whole LED part later. From the exterior of the case, you get about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You get about 6 to 7 ports for your fan, so that's a lot of fan you can actually fit in. So push-pull configuration, etc. shouldn't be an issue. You get lots of gaps for cable management, so you don't get anything bulging out. Now, particularly if you're using tempered glass, people can actually see how your cable management is. So that's really, really important for you to have nice, clean cable management work. Alright guys, so now we've seen what's inside of the case. Let's have a look at the exterior of the case again in terms of what it does actually have to offer. Now it does actually come with 2 switches, the power switch and also the LED switch, and it does also come with 4 USB 3.0 ports, and also one of the switches can would actually allow you to change lights on your exterior of the case. Now speaking about exterior of the case, if you look at the little lines over here, what they actually do is they do have LED lights, but they're not RGB, so you have some presets when it comes to its lighting. You don't actually have full 16.1 million colors and stuff, but you do have certain amount of colors which you can actually choose from. You can choose a mix of colors and stuff by just pressing this little button right behind here. And overall, you know, I really like this case simply because it's not as much of a fingerprint magnet compared to fully tempered glass cases by its other competitors. There's another Segotep case which is fully tempered glass, and that's a really pain in the ass to handle because you see thumbprints or handprints everywhere. This particular case retails at 459 ringgit. In my opinion, of course, it is quite high in terms of pricing, but then again, you're getting a lot for this particular case. Compared to its other competitors, it does also come with a hub, so that's really, really cool in terms of managing your fans and everything. But then again, you gotta use specific type of fans. They are 6-pin fans, so you gotta use those kind of fans and not other sort of fans. So that's really a big bummer. Cable management is really, really good when it comes to this particular case. I really like the front of the case though. It does look really nice and classy. Anyway guys, let me know what you think about this particular video, and if you have actually used this case, let me know what you think about it in the comments section below as well. And of course, if you have not hit the subscribe button, do it right now. It's just one click away. Give me a big thumbs up too. And I'm going to leave some links in the description section below as well, where you can actually purchase them. Obviously, you can go to eTech PC and do it. Anyway, a big shout out to Segotep Malaysia for sending over this particular unit for me to just use it and have a look at it and review it. Thank you so much guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.